Hey fam, welcome. My name is Magdalene Janet. If you're new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here. Having a good time and come visit me on TikTok and Instagram because I'm there daily. And of course, welcome back to our oldie goodies. Guess what? We have some new here. NYX released this Buttermelt Glaze and these Nano pencils. You guys know we just talked about the e.l.f. brow pen was just not it because you see my brows? You see how just fine? They're not that thin, but they're very fine. They're weirdly shaped. We need a lot of color, but we need a good color because we do have brown skin and color look different on the picture versus our skin tone, you know? Let's start with the brows. Because this is a pencil, I want to try it on the brows directly first and then go in with my Got2b glue. Oh my God, it's like green. Okay. I got two shades, so we have options. This is how it looks. It's supposed to be like a blade and shade pencil. So this is oldie but goodie pencil. It looks like this. It is a great pigmented drugstore pencil. Let's see how this is. Brunette. Because they're so nano, you don't really want to roll it up too high because it could easily break. Okay. It's pretty warm. Then I got ash brown. I use the shade ash brown with their pens. So let's see. It's definitely pigmented. When you first use it, it's going to take some time to warm up. Okay, ash brown's the one. In the marketing material, it looks a little gray, but because it's on my skin tone, it looks more of a neutral brown versus brunette is a very warm brown. The problem with warmth in eyebrow pencils, that's gonna look orange or red on our skin tone. It happens all the time. The drugstore is notorious for doing that. Luckily, brands like NYX have ashier shades that will go and translate on brown skin a lot better, more like a neutral brown. That's ideally what could work best for brown skin tone with the neutral undertone and very dark eyebrow hairs because you want to think about your skin tone and the color of your eyebrow hairs. Get rid of any sort of moisturizer I have on my brows and I'm super excited. Let's use ash brown. It has a little spoolie. You see it has this like it's at an angle and you see how tiny it is? You can really get those nice strokes that a pen gives you. This is how my brows look. I just want you to get a good look so you can see. Okay, for real. Today my eyebrows actually look decent. I don't know what happened. Something grew, I feel like. I'm gonna use, not the flat side, the other side to get those thin lines. Oh wow, this is very pigmented. That pigment is going on so nicely. Oh wow, I didn't even have to warm up too much. Okay, let's see the front. This is telling. Oh, okay. Okay, little lines. So now we're gonna just brush. Oh wow, I like this. You see how the brow looks neutral? It looks like a neutral brown on my skin tone. On the pictures, it looks a little gray because it's a little bit muted. And muted colors work very well if you have my skin tone. Oh, we just need a little brow gel. That brow is on. It's very pigmented. A lot more pigmented than I anticipated, or maybe not. I didn't mean to make this long. With brows, I really trust NYX. NYX has it on lock with the brows. Now let's get some Got2b glue. This is my favorite gel. My eyebrow routine is a drugstore eyebrow routine. Always has been. I feel like the drugstore just has me on lock. So I like to just spread this out. Because I have product on my brows, I typically do it the other way. First the gel, then the eyebrows. I'm gonna do this brow that way. But I wanted to show you how pigmented this brush is just on the brow hairs. What I'm gonna do is get this gel, kind of saturate the brows. I wanna be careful only because I have product in there, you know? And then I like to wait maybe like 10 seconds and then let me start pressing this up because I think I waited too long. Because this glue is very sticky and it really dries down. You want to make sure you move somewhat quickly. If you wait those 10 seconds, it gets tacky to where your brow sticks on. It stays put. If you do it too soon, your brow won't stick down. Ooh, okay, a little natural brow. Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna remove the rest of the product here and then just brush. Make sure all the little hairs are in place and not adding additional glue. Because I have very fine haired brows, you don't want to add too much product because then they're gonna look crunchy. They'll look super stiff. There's been times though I put a lot of gel and then they look crunchy. Like, oh gosh, you know, but it happens. Typically is like the most stubborn area for me. I'm gonna add more glue there. Let it dry for like 10 seconds. And then we go here. Remove the product from the spoolie. Eyebrows good. Some of the products came off. We're gonna have to go back and put it back on. This is nice. A nice little fluffy brow. Not bad, huh? Now we're gonna clean up the brow with some concealer. This typically, if you see how this brow looks right now, it's gonna change the entire look of it. And I love. I wanna get a good amount. I'm using this crown brush. It looks like this. You see how thin it is? It fits so perfectly underneath the brow area. So what you want to do is tilt your head back. Get as close to your brow as possible, but don't touch it with the concealer because then it turns like this weird gray color. The closer you get, the more sharp and well-defined your brow is going to look. And then with this brush, number 15 from Sephora, I like to brush down. So you see that line? It stays there and it looks sharp. And I'm just gonna do that. You see how just so much neater the brow? Let's go back in with ash brown. I like to just go here in the front, make it a little darker, and just refill it in because some product was removed. I'm legit an eyebrow professional. I love doing brows. The way I like my brows, I like to make them a little bit longer because I feel like my natural brow is a little short. I like to keep the same shape of my brow, how it's naturally. I don't try to change it because how naturally your brow is, it's what's gonna go with your face. If you completely change it, it may be mapped a little incorrect. So for me, the easiest way is just keep your brows exactly how they are. Just change them a little bit. I like to literally just follow the natural shape of my brow. It looks different from this one, but you see the shape is very similar. It's not too completely different, you know what I mean? Eyebrows truly just frame the face so well. Literally my favorite thing to do. I'm gonna continue with the ash brown, but do glue first and then color in to see how it colors on top of the glue. The new NYX Brow Blade and Shade Nano Micro Mechanical Pencil retails for $12 each. I have two shades, Ash Brown and Brunette. This dual-ended pencil precisely fills in shades for a natural defined look. Simply blade, flip, and shade for up to 16 hours of smudge and transfer-resistant wear. Get a sharp nano bladed brow with this innovative dual-edged pencil. Okay, brows are on. Oh, they look so good. I love the shape, how you have this flat shape and then you can go on the side. Going on the side is how I'm getting those thin lines in the front to elongate the brow. Look at that hair right there acting up. More glue, just a smidge. See, I'm telling you, my eyebrow hairs, they don't listen to me. They're like the most stubborn thing ever. What do you like more? Brow pencil first, glue second, glue first, brow pencil second. You can see the color a little different slightly, or is it me? I don't know, let me know. They do look a little different. Honestly, I prefer either one works for me. My preference is glue first, then brow. They're sisters, right? Or are they twins? We want them to be twins. They're sisters because, yeah, they look a little different. Sisters, both same parents, mom and dad. Okay, let me wash my hands because we're about to touch this face. I want to use the e.l.f. Grip Primer again because I just used it a couple videos before this one, just to kind of give us a second day wear. Because we're dealing with something like a skin tint, we definitely need primer. The thing about skin tints though is that if they're very thin, this primer may not work. What I'm gonna do is grab this much. So this is the new e.l.f. Grip Matte Primer, Power Grip Matte Primer. The thing about it is it's not as sticky as the original. It does matte, but it mattifies like throughout the day with skin warmth, and it definitely helps the skin look well put together, so the makeup adhered well. I used it with the Milani sticks, the new sticks, so now using it with the skin tint. Let's see, because I don't know. Press. I think I rubbed a little. I should have pressed. This Power Grip Primer just works best when you press it. I did my skincare. I did moisturizer, serum, sunscreen. You know, I always put it here on the screen. So we're going to let this dry down while we look into this. It says you're going to be looking like a glazed donut. That's not really my goal. So my skin type is oily and I wear my makeup for long periods. So that also determines how your makeup's going to last. We need some heavy duty, good quality stuff in order for it to last and not separate throughout the day. Let's actually look at this. I have two shades. Number 3, cashew butter. Number 4, almond butter. Cashew butter is a light medium. I don't know why I got this. Oh, this is too light. like really light. It feels very glazy. This is light. It matches my face, but my face is a lot lighter than my neck and shoulders because I do wear sunscreen every day. So this, I will be looking like Beetlejuice if I wear this. Number 4, almond butter. Okay, the promo pics are a little off. I feel like the promo pics look a lot deeper than what you get in person. It looks like this. Look, up against number 3. Almond butter, it is a warm undertone. I have a neutral undertone. See how it looks yellow? That's my fault though. I did choose this shade thinking it may, I don't know, it wasn't as warm. So let's just look, yeah, this is what we have. I could use the shade Chai Butter, but Chai Butter looked pretty deep here in the picture, so I wasn't sure when I was looking online and buying it. And it does have a neutral undertone, and by looking at the light medium neutral, it looks like the neutrals are really neutral. Sometimes neutral shades can look a little too warm. The drugstore just does things very warm, but I feel like they're changing though. Maybe 2025 is the year because we're not all warm skin tone. I could be like a neutral olive skin tone. It really depends, like lighting and stuff, but for the most part, I'm a neutral. If there isn't a neutral, there's an olive. Definitely we can use olive here. This has like a very serum texture. It's pretty thick. Applying on the skin well, especially with that primer. So that's good. Extremely sheer. When you buy a skin tint, you go in knowing it's gonna be a thin texture. But depending how thin it is, it depends how well it adheres to your skin. Right now it looks good. I see some pooling of the primer here. It looks a little weird. Let's add it here. I wanna cover up my hyperpigmentation. And I'm gonna leave it there, let it dry down. It could be that the primer is not working, and that happens too. When you let things dry down, they tend to dry down onto your skin, which leads to it adhering to your skin, which leads to us being able to blend it well, it looking flawless, looking even, looking diffused. And that's what we want here. I'm gonna grab some of this and just lightly, because this is such a thin formula, I don't want to pounce too hard because it can start separating the product or sort of removing it. So by pressing like this, okay, this is working. Okay, it looks good. Very glazed donut-y. It's reminding me of something. I just cannot think of what it is. The Huda Beauty Glow is no longer available. Remember she released, it was something like this. It was super glowy. Huda Beauty's was glowier. This is it. This is very glowy. I mean, I don't know, maybe too glowy for my oily girls over here. Coverage is light. Let's see if we can build it up. So while I apply this side, I'm gonna give you info about this. The new NYX Buttermelt Glaze Skin Tint with SPF 30 retails for $16. It comes in 10 shades. I have 2 shades. Number 3, Cashew Butter is a light medium with cool undertones. And 4, almond butter is medium with warm undertone. This Buttermelt Glaze Skin Tint with shea and mango butter plus niacinamide gives you glazed donut skin with SPF 30. This non-greasy glaze leaves skin smooth and protected. You better believe this formula has no white cast and even resists fading for a soft, glow glazed look. I purchased mine at Ulta. It's definitely applying better here. Glazed donut for sure. This side looks nice. I just feel like this formula, it feels like it's the type that just doesn't last, because I don't know if there's going to be any dry down to this. That's one of the things we need in order for our foundation and makeup to last, which is why I put the primer on both sides. It looks nice. It's just definitely not my type. It's too glowy, and it provides a very sheer look. That's probably the goal and what they want, but I want a little more coverage, you know? So what time is it? 11:15. Let's let this dry down. Hopefully it does have some dry down and it could adhere to the skin a little better. Oh, I'm so cold. Girl, I just had a yogurt with some granola. Oh, it was so delicious. It's 11:30. I went to the gym today. I did 2 workouts, so I need to eat. That's what I really need to get better at, is eating, getting my damn protein up. Here we are. Has it been, oh, it's been what, 15 minutes? There's a glazed donut up in here. For some reason, this side, it looks splotchy. Versus this side, it looks nice and smooth. That's probably this. It worked out better. You can see a lot of my texture. You see all that? Let's add a little more and see if we can build it up. Kind of fix this splotchiness and then we'll see. This is for sure like, everyday makeup, definitely not full beat. You can mix this into a foundation if you think it's too matte, or right now because it is the winter time, you want to tone down a very matte foundation you have. I personally like to mix my base products. Let's let this dry. Okay, the splotches are looking better. It looks good. You really can't build it. I don't think it's buildable because it also doesn't dry down. It's because of the formula. It's so hydrating. It doesn't dry down. Therefore, it's going to just move around a little bit. It looks better. Those splotches are gone. So applying it with the brush directly works. Let's add some of Milani in beige, pure beige. Let me just add here. You know how I've been doing my concealer lately? Thinning it out. Just press it. Concealer's meshing in. Sometimes it can just separate, especially if they don't just mesh in, but it looks good. A little scared to set the skin. I won't add cream bronzer. Let's add just a little bit of this e.l.f. liquid blush in Coral Crush. With the blush, I like to keep it up here so it gives you that lifted look, and because I have a small face, cream products will always just spread. Okay, it's layering the products well. Look, you see? Grab a little bit of this NYX Mineral Matte Powder. I really like this powder. We're gonna use that much. Because anything could really disrupt this type of formula. That's why I'm just like, ooh, you know what? Let's grab a brush. I think a brush first will be better. And I want to set it well because we're going to wear makeup all day. I'm going to go very gently. This is also reminding me of the Tarte. That's the one. The Tarte. Yes. Your skin will look natural if I remember correctly. You see how it pulls? It like pulled some of that blush. Yeah, this doesn't go well with powder. It's like pulling so much. It happens. This is just that formula because it doesn't dry. It'll cling onto patches, or when you're patting, it'll move the product around. Let me grab more with the brush and see. I mean, it's not ideal. Pigmented, very pigmented bronzer, and just see how this is just gonna lay. You see the forehead? It looks wonky. I'm like trying to be super careful. Leaving it, girl. Like this makeup has to last. I'm gonna be out and about all day. Definitely a no makeup look today. Kinda. See how this goes, who knows? And leave it. Okay, now I'm gonna start just pressing again. Maybe because now we've layered some powder, it'll look better. There only is like one spot that's clinging. Oh, you see right here? It's just clinging to powder. We need to bring the heavy hitters because this needs to last. If you want your makeup to last, get this. Or the one size. Let's hope it doesn't disrupt anything. Makeup just is not makeuping how I want it to. This is what happens when we test something out. It'll do what it does. The eyebrows are slaying. So the makeup is kind of looking better. Everything is maybe warming up. I want to show you my nose. Let's get close. It's separating / just not working well with the powder. I just feel like it doesn't lay on the skin well, for everything else is gonna look a mess. Actually, when I look close up right here, very textury, it's pulling up. In my opinion, this product goes in best either if you do like a no makeup look and you have the most perfect skin and you don't use powder, this is it, or mix it in with a foundation that has more pigment that would adhere to the skin. From far away, I'm like, okay, looking good, but close up, it's looking rough. Like it's just right here, and then my nose. Like you see the cracks in my nose. I do look like a little glazed donut-y, just a little bit, but let's see with skin warmth, maybe things get better. My lip combo is this right here. Makeup Forever Universal Earth 107 Armani Beauty. The brows are literally my favorite thing here because they are so good. I love the color. I love how easy it applies, how pigmented. It's not too waxy. I don't feel or don't see that waxy stuff that is typically in brow pencils. I like this. The primer, I like it too. It works well. It's definitely not meshing in with this too well, but also this is so wet and it doesn't adhere to the skin. So the primer right now has really nothing to do with it, because if it did, my entire face would look a mess. It's just right here, the center, that looks bad, because the forehead looks pretty good. Like this side of the cheeks looks good. Not being blended. Hold on. Like this is so not blended. Okay, better? A little better? Okay. Let's go in front of the window. You see all that texture showing up? I have texture on my skin like we all do, but typically it doesn't show like this much. You see how you can literally see all my pores, how humongous it looks? And it's this makeup that is just accentuating that even more. The eyebrows, by the way, look really good. You see that color? It's perfect. This is the brow I did first. Okay, back to the skin. Oh, yeah. Shiny things will always accentuate stuff. Everything looks rough because it's wet. That powder, bronzer, and blush couldn't seamlessly. I mean, I could have blended it better. It's okay. At this point, it's fine. It is what it is. But I want to show you how the skin looks. Ooh, damn. Maybe skin warmth will help. I have hope. Familia, I'm back. It is 9:30. We've had this on with these for 10 hours. I got some footage for you at around 4 o'clock. So this is, I believe, maybe halfway there. The skin looked a lot better. I think skin warmth definitely made everything mesh in together a little bit better. At this point, I didn't think I would even have any coverage left. The skin was looking good. You still see the texture in the center of the face. For the most part, midway through, we're looking good. About 10 hours later, I went to go eat with my family. It was a little bit messy, so this whole area is gone, including like the bottom of my nose. Here you can still see my texture. It does look a whole lot better with time. Usually it's the other way around. Your pores look larger, things just don't look as good and as fresh. But here, the skin looks good. It really warmed up very well to the skin. So I kind of like that. We definitely get a lot more brownie points for that. It does like hug the skin, and I feel like the skin kind of activates this product. So for that, it's good. Do I like it personally? No, because in order to get here, we had to get to the patchiness, the textured skin. That's just too much, especially with so many other good products out in the market. This works great if you just apply it with no primer on your skin. Maybe set it with some foundation powder, if that. Maybe not set it at all if you have very, very dry skin. Something that is so complicated and so finicky in the sense that for me personally, I have oily skin, so I have to set. I don't have to set a lot, but I have to set my skin somehow, some way. And the fact that this didn't work as well at the beginning, that's what I don't like. The drugstore has so many great options. I feel like, first of all, the L'Oreal, this is just an oldie but goodie at this point. It's been out for like 4 or 5 years. This wants to be this, but it didn't accomplish it. I think this is amazing. Maybelline Skin Tint, this one has a little more coverage. So if you don't want more coverage, want more skin-like, I would say this one. Wet n Wild has a lot of shades and it is very lightweight. If you want something with a little more coverage but also gives you that skin finish, this e.l.f. one. This is a satin foundation. It's not really a skin tint like this. These are definitely very similar to this. You know what I'm thinking? I may come in tomorrow, just show you an application, set it maybe with foundation powder and show you how it looks, just so we get a second day, a quick application. I won't talk. I probably will just do a voiceover so you can see it. But I'm like, I'm not settled with this one yet. Maybe with not using a primer or using a different type of primer, we'll see. But that footage at this point, you have already seen it. Okay, day 2 definitely looks a lot better with the products we use today. Half primer, half no primer. It actually works a lot better without primer. I think it's setting better too. Definitely a pressed powder may work better. Let me just, at this point, I'm just trying everything. You know, this is how I love to set. So what I'm gonna do is start from the perimeter and then get into the center and see if anything pulls. Looks better today. Using a creamier primer like the one I used, that marshmallow one or the Cali Ray one, would definitely work better with this type. The e.l.f. one, it is wet, so maybe that wetness didn't help it out. Today it definitely looks better. You don't see as much texture. You still see texture, but it's not as bad as yesterday. Because a pressed powder is pressed, the formula is a little bit different where it's not as kind of all over the place. It's a little more controlled, and you can control it better when you apply it on your face like we did with this brush. Oh, and before I forget, I did my brows with the brunette. It looks a little red. You can see the red here, but because my eyebrow hairs are dark, you can't really see it as bad because my eyebrow hairs mix in well. This is too red. You can see the redness here up against my skin. So the shade brunette does not work. I'm just gonna finish filling it in with ash brown, but I wanted to show you how brunette shows up on my skin tone. You see, for sure today is a lot better. I didn't add additional bronzer and blush. I just used the brush I used yesterday, did this motion, did like that, and that's kind of it. The skin is very, very natural. This is what this product is about. The skin looks a whole lot better today. You still can see texture though. So if you have a lot of texture on your skin, this will always accentuate it. That's why I wanted to use it a second day so we can just try to see if it could look better. Using a pressed powder is definitely a lot better. Using a hydrating primer or no primer may definitely work better, but when you don't use primer, it's more likely to slip and slide, especially if you have oily skin. It's 10 o'clock. I'll be back in front of the window to show you really quick for day 2. I think this is definitely how this is supposed to be used, and this is how the skin should look. It redeemed itself, but what do you think? What do you think? And the brows, I did fill them in with ash brown. Look a little more toned down, a little more muted. This is the good brow today. I don't know what happened to this one. I want to share my lip combo for day 2. Layer lip liner from Maybelline. Skinny drip from their Teddy Tint. I kind of like it. A little natural moment. Today's just natural. Natural. I woke up like this. Just kidding. This took 30 minutes. I'll sum up my thoughts in front of the window later. I want to show you really quick. You see that texture I was telling you about? The skin just looks nice and glossy, very glazed donut-y. I mean, is that the goal? Not for me, but is it for you? Let me know. Do you like this glossy sort of natural look, maybe? Okay, before the sun goes, this is the primer side, no primer side. You see the texture, it's just really, really accentuated, and it's only been maybe half the day. It's not great for anyone with textured skin, but definitely today looks a lot better. I would suggest a silicone primer, no primer, and a pressed powder for this to work pretty well like today. Okay, back to the outro. This, as a first impressions, is going to be a no for me because it just did not work. And yeah, this is it. But fortunately, the eyebrows, amazing, amazing. I don't even have to talk. I forgot about it because it's that good. Eyebrows still look good. I love this pencil. NYX really came through with the shades in these pencils, like in ash brown. Ugh, I love, I love. Are you gonna buy this? Did you buy this? Do you like these skin tint type thingies? Let me know because we all have different skin types. I typically talk about the type of skin I have. A lot of you guys have my skin type and a lot of you guys don't. So, you know, we're just one big happy family here. I love you so much. I will tag and link everything down below. Using my links and my tags on screen really do help my channel. So if you buy anything and you click on it, it really helps. So I appreciate you so much. I love you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. Click the button right there so you don't miss any videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.